150. 150.
It's a bit quiet for a celebration episode.
Wow!
Confetti.
Pew, pew,
Boom, boom.
pew.
Yeah,
150 episodes of this stupid fucking podcast.
That doesn't feel like a lot, because I feel like 100 feels like ages ago. It doesn't feel like there's only been 50 episodes since then. It doesn't feel like a lot.
Well, yeah, I don't know.
Is that just me? Or I don't.
Are you saying it feels like it's been like a long time? Or?
Yeah, it feels longer. Like, it feels longer.
I don't know, I feel like 100 doesn't feel like that long ago.
That was March last year, so that's like
makes sense.
A year. Yeah, okay. Everyone was gassed for us. They're like, how did they do it? Well, and how did we do it, Aiden? How did we do it?
By having very little lives.
Yeah.
I'm still waiting. You said around episode 100 you're going to bring in a cake, and you didn't.
Yeah.
So I'm waiting for like just episode 167. You just bring in a cake, and you're like, well, man, you got to celebrate every day, right?
167. I'm bringing a cake. That's
with candles that have 167 on them.
Yeah. I did mean to do that for the 100th. I'm sorry. I bought balloons instead, though. I was going to bring something else today as a funny gag, but I'll do it next week because I couldn't. It could have been better, and I was like, I could do this funny gag.
So you messaged me.
Week.
You messaged me going, I've got a gag for today, mate. Because I don't stress about the show. I've got it covered. I didn't
say that. I never say that.
And then you're like, I didn't bring the gag.
I'm like, stress about the show. We don't know what we're doing every week. We just sat down and said, is there any news? There is no planning. No, I'm sorry. It'll be here next week. I'll do the good gag.
I'm ready. That's hype. I'm now hyped.
I finished work and I could have gone to do it.
You could have got to do it
and done it and got it done, but I didn't.
Well,
I was just fucking tired. All right.
Yeah.
We're sleepy boys. Okay.
Two sleepy boys.
Damn straight, boy.
Today we're talking about Knock Knock, and to continue
Who's there, boy?
Well, to continue the tradition of having like a bit of music or something.
God, what now?
After we do something, what I thought we could do is whenever one of us says knock knock, the other one has to go, who's there? But it's got to be like it's a live crowd audience response. You know what I mean? So all you guys listening at home, I want you guys. You're out walking your dog.
Yeah, you gotta.
And whenever I say knock knock, you've got to go, who's there?
Right, you're on the bus, you're on the train, you're in the car, you're at work. It's a quiet office. All right, I don't care. You're gonna yell.
Yeah.
Who's there?
You got to do it.
Okay, I like that. I like that.
It's like if we ever did like a live in-person show, that would be what we got to do, right? We got to have like one of those things.
We'll need like a laugh monitor where it pops up and goes red when they need to
tells
laugh
people
and
when
clap.
to laugh.
Clap.
Because they won't do that themselves.
No, they used to. That's literally what they used to do, like Friends and like Seinfeld.
I went to a taping of like I think like X Factor auditions or something like a decade ago. Yeah.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
X Factor.
Me, mum, and my sister went.
Like, that was the bomb in the UK, though, X Factor. I used to.
Well, this was in Australia. But,
oh fuck! Okay.
Yeah, and they would do like at the start before they'd even done any like guests or anything like that. There was no like hosts out or anything. There was just like probably an AD came out and like, okay, guys, so we want to get all of your reactions. All of you cheer for us, and we all went cheer. And then they're like, okay, now we want you guys to look tense. Can you give us some tense videos? And we'd be all tense and stuff. And they give us like a run of different emotions, and then for the rest of the thing the cameras are facing the other way.
So you're telling me, Aiden, that when they cut to the audience they're actually not reacting,
they're recorded at like the start. I'm sure there's some exceptions, but yeah.
Wait, was this at like Perth Arena or something?
I think it was at where in Crown there's that Crown Theatre,
Riverside Theatre or something.
Yeah, I think it was there. Yeah, which was. Yeah,
surely you didn't have to pay to go do that.
I think you do.
Oh my god, that's insane.
I can't remember. I don't know. My mum organised it.
My nan, who I never met because she passed away when my mum was like 14. She went to like a tape-in and she said it was shit because every 2 seconds they were telling them to laugh and it wasn't fucking funny. Like they had to like laugh and clap and shit, and it was like. She was like maybe 2 or 3 jokes I would have laughed at, but she's like, I laughed like 30 times and it wasn't that fucking funny, right? That's why I can't watch Friends. I think it's the dog shit show.
Friends is fun.
You love Friends, don't you?
I don't love Friends. I've never said I love Friends. I think I love Friends as much as an average person loves Friends, where it's like, if it's on, yeah, I'll chuckle a few times.
I remember your Friends phase.
I did, yeah. Well, I had a phase where I watched the entire show, But like, it wasn't like a phase where I was like, Friends is the best show ever.
I'm told Aiden it was gonna be this way.
Friends is shit. Kidding. We love Friends.
Yeah, me.
We've got to have friends somehow. Right?
Dun.
Okay, yeah. So today we're talking about Knock Knock.
Who's there?
Wow. And we'll get into all that lovely stuff, as well as a little bit of filming news.
Behind the scenes drama.
Whoa.
And I'm not talking about the show Doctor Who.
We'll get into all that right after this.
Short PSA. 150, 150, 150, 150, 150 podcast.
Oh man, how loose.
Yeah, you can't stop us, hey. You had a haircut?
I did. Do you want to see it?
Oh, very nice.
Yeah, it's a bit shit right now, but yeah, it's
Why
the
is it
usual.
shit?
Well, because it's flat. It's flat, it's gross and sweaty.
I need a haircut, bro. Don't worry.
Knock knock.
Am I just doing it, or are you gonna fucking do it too?
Fine, I'll answer myself.
Who's there?
Is the 4th episode of the 10th series of the British science fiction television series Doctor Who, written by Mike Bartlett, and was first broadcast on the 6th of May 2017 on BBC One. Received mixed to positive reviews from critics, receiving criticism regarding the strength of the writing, but praise on the quality of the performances in the story. Bill Potts and her friends rent a house to live in after a recommendation from its landlord, played by guest star David Suchet. But the Doctor notices something wrong with the house when the floor and the walls creak and creatures come crawling out of the wood.
They better not.
That is the episode we're talking about today.
Yeah.
And we'll get into that shortly. But Connor, we have a little bit of sets. Okay. Yeah, this isn't a spoiler at all by any means. But I guess if you want to know nothing that has not been announced, jump ahead a few minutes.
What I say the other day on the show, some losers. You don't know.
Loser alert.
Yeah.
L alert.
Boo.
I like how we're calling the people that don't want to see stuff losers, but we're the ones that scroll through Twitter looking for every ounce of
Well, it's our job. Like, we have to do that.
That's true.
We kind of can't avoid it.
So, filming in Bristol, what have we been seeing, Connor?
Shooty, Gatwa is in the motherfucking house. This is 150, baby. We're excited. We're here. So Shooty.
Someone tell me what the hell is going on here.
Hey, does he just say it when he walks out? And he's like,
that's
you fucking ass.
That's his Doctor's catchphrase.
Oh. Straight off the set of Sex Education. Boom. Eric's gone. He's flying away. His arms are tired.
Classic joke.
Sorry, I'm jumping. All right. Shooty has just finished filming Sex Ed Season 4.
Presumably forever.
Done.
Judging by his Instagram story, he said.
I got it on my phone. I'll read it.
Yeah,
out
you want to
take it. You want to take the fucking.
Take the reins for a second.
So he posted his like trailer door with Eric on it, and Shooty posted. Wow, I saw this 24 seconds after he posted it. There you go. Look at me, a Doctor Who fan. Goodbye forever, baby boy. Thank you for all that you taught me.
How sweet.
So as far as, because I texted you about this, as far as we're aware, it's not the final season of Sex Ed.
It's not been announced that, no.
Okay. And it may get announced that it is, but I don't think it is. I'm
So
sure
maybe,
they would have said already.
Yeah, we'll see. Because I think it comes out in like 2 or 3 months. So
What? You serious?
They've been filming for ages. I think they've been doing
They
pickups.
have, haven't they? Okay, so yeah, either Eric gets like hit by a truck or this is Shooty's character. Highly recommend,
He gets
by the
hit
way.
by a truck and then he goes, I need a doctor. Cut to Doctor Who.
Otis,
This is
get me a doctor.
this is
And it
when
cuts to black.
a laugh sign will come in handy.
Yeah.
Laugh, audience.
Even the audience is like, I can't laugh at that.
Knock,
dog
knock.
Shit. Who's there? Yeah. So I assume that it's funny. I joked about this earlier on in the year. I'm like, what are they going to do about Shooty? Because they presume they're going to be doing a season 5. It is possible to do both shows, but it'd be very difficult.
Yeah.
So it made sense, I think, that he's leaving.
Well, we know that David was always going to sort of be coming back for the 60th. But I think, I'm like 90% sure I read that Russell also said that part of the reason why he wanted to do that with David was because Shooty wouldn't be available.
Right, he was busy
to film because he was filming.
Sex Ed, okay.
Oh, was he doing Barbie at the time?
Oh, probably Barbie, actually.
I think he went straight from Barbie to Sex Ed, though.
Literally, this guy has gone from Barbie to Sex Ed to Doctor Who. Literally, he posted that story today, and then literally, we've seen him on set today.
If you look at the timeline of things as well, for him to have shot the things that he has shot for the 60th, that has to have been between
True.
Barbie and Sex Ed. So he's gone like Barbie, Doctor Who, Sex Ed, Doctor Who, Sex Ed, Doctor Who, Sex Ed, bouncing between both of them.
I'd love to hear eventually when the 60th comes out, like what that filming schedule was like. That's the kind of dumb shit I care about. Like I want to know how he did that. Also, I guess a good thing to add on that point is that he's already played the Doctor to some extent in the 60th. He's probably feeling a bit more chilled out about jumping into this season. Because they're shooting the Christmas special right now. We saw Millie Gibson all week. Apparently seeing the TARDIS for the first time.
Yep.
As
OMG,
usual, Aiden.
As usual, every
she's not
photo...
knocking on the door. Who's there? It's Shooty. Just kidding. He rocked up today.
Just like every single Doctor Who shoot from the season so far, every photo of Millie Gibson has been like perfect, crisp, like apertures at 1.8. It looks stunning. And then it's like you get a photo of Shooty and it's like, here is 4 pixels.
Yes.
This is a person. It could be Shooty. It's a person.
I love that. And he's still... I saw someone on Twitter the other day post that his moustache was gone, which I was really upset about. But it's not. It's there. So he must have it in... Like, do you know how... Remember when Henry Cavill couldn't shave off his moustache for the Justice League reshoots?
Yeah.
I think maybe he might have had to maybe go back to Sex Ed maybe with the tash. Or maybe he had it in the season 4.
I think...
Is this a new tash?
No, he
issue?
definitely had it off in a Instagram story recently. So on the Doctor Who set, I think they put it back on him.
I see. Okay, that makes sense.
So that's one of the things where I'm like, oh, maybe Sex Ed, they've had to go and reshoot things, and that's had to take priority to shave it off. And so they've been like filming Who with the stash on, and it's like, oh, how are we going to get the stash back? So then they have to like put a fake one on him.
That's why we have a mate. Excuse me.
Doctor
That's
Who,
my good. That's why we have a makeup department, Aiden.
Doctor Who and fake hair has a long running relationship.
Yeah.
As you know, from Matt Smith and Karen Gillan.
And like face masks and stuff where Peter Capaldi ripped off the Matt Smith one.
Classic.
From for the old bald cap. Yeah, it's very... It's exciting. It really is. We're ramping up to be the best season of Doctor Who ever. I said it. Come back to us. Come back to this episode. Well, I called it.
Like you said, it's also a Christmas special, which, you know...
Deck the halls, baby.
RTD keeps going, it's a Christmas special, and then he goes, oh, no, I don't mean it's a Christmas special. That's just what I call it. It's a holiday special, all that kind of thing. So that made me go like, oh, you know, maybe it could be a New Year's special. I don't know. But this kind of cements it. Even if it doesn't come out on Christmas Day, it's going to be a Christmas special. I've got a feeling it might be like a December 21, December 22
I hope so.
Launch, and that way it's like everyone can watch it in their own time.
Right, us a break as well.
Well, it's like it sucks that we have to watch it at like Boxing Day.
I also think, like, unfortunately, I think the times of sitting around the TV as a family are kind of over. Like, I don't think that's like a tradition.
Yeah,
maybe in the UK more, but certainly not in Australia.
No, we go outside and have a swim and a beer.
Put a shrimp on the barbie. Yeah.
Yes. All right.
No, it's exciting though.
That's pretty much it from news though. It's nice that we've seen like so much like location shoots, and it's been really cool.
Yeah, I think that is it. But yeah, I guess also we spoke last week about this countdown on Instagram, which turned out to be a fucking diddly squat.
It was nothing, like I said.
It was actually nothing.
Was I right?
Yeah, Aiden, listen.
Was I right? Tell me I'm right. I need it.
I'm not saying you're right, because I messaged you and I was like, bro, it's good for the channel. It's good for people to like watch and stuff. And like, you know, we had to talk about it. I agree. I didn't think it was going to be anything either. I was getting messages about it saying talk about it.
The DMs.
I heard there was people banging on my door.
Were they like knocking? Who's there?
Like,
on
you know,
the door?
back in the day, they used to like pike into the town hall like scripts for like the town to read.
Yep.
I woke up and on my door was a thing that said talk about the. I've had one beer, by the way. I'm acting like I'm fucking wasted.
You're pissed. Are you okay, Connor?
No. Back
to the show.
No, yeah. Anyway, we're showmen here. Back to the show.
Okay, all right.
We'll be back after these short messages. I see you go cry.
Okay, let's talk about the episode that is spelt with a K, an N, a O, a C, and a K times 2.
Wow, that was great.
For anyone who didn't understand, that's knock knock. Who's there? So, back in jolly old 2017. What did you think of this episode, Connor? Of Series 10, Episode 4?
Fine, fucking fine.
Yes.
Man, Season 10 do be a bit mid, hey?
I didn't like it back then.
No.
No.
Oh, God, does that mean you liked it now?
I didn't hate it
for
now.
what it was. You're going to say, I liked it for what it was.
Yeah, I liked it for what it was.
I liked it for what it was.
I liked it for what it was.
And what it was shite.
Why are we talking like Mickey Mouse?
I'm the mascot, but in a corporation. Nah, it's not that bad. I think the potential was there.
It's like the vibe. Vibe's good, man. This
vibe
season's
is
good vibe.
I instantly wanted to watch Oxygen afterwards, and I haven't had that for a while with Who. So yeah, I think the vibe is definitely there. I think I recall just thinking it was fine. The fact that I don't have a memory about it, I think, just shows proof that I didn't think it was like.
I remember that.
Shop liver.
I remember it was all promoted and they were like, ooh, it's got like Dolby 5.1 surround or something. What was it?
I remember that.
There was some, it was like they gave it like a
wear
really...
your headphones.
They gave it a really fancy word, but I can't remember what it was.
Dude, I forgot about that. They did. They said chuck in headphones and watch this episode. That's the best way to watch it.
Yeah. Which is, I'm going to try and find out.
Hey, maybe that's why we didn't like it, because we didn't chuck in headphones.
We didn't have the proper
No,
experience.
we didn't have the. Yeah, it's like watching Avatar in 2D. You're like, that's why you didn't like it. You just watched it in 2D.
Did you like? Okay, so there's a lot of things happen in this episode. We got a lot of like Bill's friends. Well, they're not her friends. She meets them.
I think one's her mate, and then the rest are just.
What? Okay, my first like immediate with this episode was that when people rent a house, at least from my understanding, you're like a student, you're looking for cheap rent. You either like ask a mate who's also doing the same thing, right? Or you like go to a house and like there's like 5 people living in that house already, and they're like,
a share house.
We've got a 6th room, and come on in. I feel like 8 just random people looking for a house of 8 people is the most bizarre. Like, surely no one does that. Who's going to find a house for that many people?
Yeah, especially in like. Yeah, without an insane price range. Yeah, 100%. Yeah, no, totally. And I think what makes it dumber is the whole thing that they don't question why they're going to stay in this massive ass fucking castle. That, by the way, just some random ass bloke who's hanging outside an accounting agency.
Oh, that's not creepy at all.
A real estate
agency.
Yeah, estate agency.
Yeah.
It's just like.
Do you see what it says here?
Yeah, I do.
It says knock knock. Who's there?
Who's there?
Yeah.
What do they say?
I don't know.
It was great.
But no, continue.
Yeah, I just think like, come on, man, it's like some creepy ass dude. By the way, I thought, what's his name? Who plays? He's that guy. He's the detective in that show. I can never say the name. I think it's an Agatha Christie. You didn't know this?
No.
He's it's Asa Scott or something. You know, he plays that detective. I think it's an Agatha Christie.
Midsummer Murders.
It's not Midsummer
CSI.
Murders. It's not
NCIS.
That is American. It's like a British show.
Sherlock.
I know that Midsummer is. No, it's not Sherlock. You know him from Sherlock. All right, whatever. If you could help a homie out and go on the fucking Wikipedia page, that would be helpful instead of scrolling through IMDb and all that shit.
I thought I was on TARDIS Wiki. I was like, why does this look weird?
He's really. I thought he was great in it for a guest star, but I think that the episode is just shit and bizarre.
Right. Okay.
But I really had
That's a
fun
take.
watching it. Okay.
That's one of the takes of all time.
I had fun watching it, but it's just a dumb idea. Like all these episode ideas are just really stupid if you think about it.
Roughly when did the show come out, Connor, that you were talking
It starts
about?
with an A, I think. Ara Scott. It's like what he is known for.
When did it come
at their
out?
phones
When
right
did
now.
it
I'm
come
not
out?
saying knock. I don't know when it came out. I didn't ever watch it. It's Aristotle or something.
Aristotle?
No, it's A. No, it's P. Is it
Pinocchio. It's Pinocchio on here.
It's not Pinocchio. It's we don't need another one of those. I could find it in literally 2 seconds.
A Perfect Murder?
No.
He plays a detective in The Perfect Murder.
Well, it's Pivot. Is it Pivot or Pivot?
Oh, I'm in the film section. That's why.
fucking-
The Protectors?
No, it's Pivot or
The
something.
Professionals?
No.
Oppenheimer?
No. Isn't that coming out this year?
Not the new one.
Yeah, I was going
Not
to
one.
say. It's Pivot.
Agatha Christie's Poirot.
He's an army mateys. I'm a
Agatha
detective
Christie's
pirate.
Poirot.
Yeah, he's a pirate by day and detective by night. That's it. It was a massive show.
That was one
Everyone
hell
was
of a
gassed.
segue.
people are probably screaming at them. I hate when I'm listening to like a podcast and I know the answer and I'm like, you idiots. Now they're doing it to us. Yeah. He's in that. I know people are very excited to see him in a Doctor Who episode. I think, considering the awful material he's given, he gives actually a banging performance. Mm-hmm. All right, but that's just because he's a great actor. Okay.
I think he also binaural sound is what the special sound we were talking about for. Sorry, had so many things on the go. All right, back to where we were. Yeah, I think he does a really good job, especially at the end when he starts crying.
Yeah.
That stuff's good.
Yeah.
What do you think of all the kiddies? Oh, that sounded creepy. I don't like saying the word kiddies. I'm going to retract kiddies and say, what did you think of all of the teenagers that were of age?
All right, I'll put it this way. All right, you have like an esteemed actor like Peter Capaldi. I think when you chuck him in a room of like, I mean, it's for Peace and Love, like actors who are still kind of like learning like what it's like being on a set, and actually there's a difference between like reading a script in your room and doing it in front of cameras and directors and all that shit. I think Capaldi is obviously like a seasoned veteran at that. And by the way, I'm not referring to Pearl Mackie in this. I think it shows like a sore thumb, I think, sometimes.
I didn't think they were too bad.
They were fine. And they're not the worst, but there was just some really like cringy scene. Like there was this one scene where like there's a sound upstairs and it was like, what if it's a big spider? And I was like, that is so cringe. This didn't need to be in the script. All right. I hate that. I felt like fucking turning it off and crying in my bed. All right. I hated that line. It really made me upset.
Well, to be honest, and I'm not saying I was like blown away and was thrilled, but the first 2/3 I was like, this is fun. I'm having a lot of fun. You know, lots of modern music, trendy pop music.
Bit of Little Mix.
Ooh, Little Mix playlist.
Who'd you vote for last year in the election? Little Mix?
Little Mix. But after that, it becomes a little mixed bag.
Mixed bag.
You like that pun?
That was fantastic.
It gets a little bit messy from there. No, it's not even messy. It's neat in a bad way. Like it's too simple, I think, at the end. There is a plot twist that I thought was good. Where it's like, oh, it's actually his mum. Although I think Pete figured that out a little bit too quick, like, as in the Doctor did. But I don't know, and I just found myself in that final sort of like 10 minutes of like blah 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 blah. I found the shells in the garden. Blah 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 blah. I found myself like zoning out in that scene. Now I was like, all right, this is run its course a bit.
Yeah.
But they were good. And yeah, that's it.
I found the third act to be my daughter's fucking dying. It's not my daughter, it's my mum, and you're all gonna die, and all these like millipede CGI cockroaches come out of them.
That was rough.
It was
a
rough.
Moment.
When they get devoured by... There's some, like... I mean this, like, with Peace and Love. There is some, like, CGI in Season 10 that's just, like, god-awful.
The worst one is, like, when the bloke stands on the stair and he's...
fucking stuck in. And they all just come back at the end. It's like... it'd be a bit too much if we just killed off all these characters.
Last week, a young child died.
Literally. And they're like, well, they're probably thinking, like, well, we can't just keep killing off everyone. And the Doctor lies to Missy at the end. It's like, a load of people died.
That was a nice little...
Doesn't like to say they came back at the end, does he?
Yeah, well...
Yeah, that was nice. All the Vault stuff is always really fun. And Matt always kills it. Matt Lucas, that is not Matt
I can't
Smith.
believe how good he is.
He's great. I love to see him at the end. It's always such a refreshing thing at the end of the episode. And obviously he's prominent next week. But it'd be good to see more of him. Because like when at the end of this episode, when we see him, it's like the Vault is like a fun mystery. I know it kind of doesn't really go to anything on other people's sides. But I like it a lot. I think it's really fun. And
I think it was good to have these 4 episodes where it was just like Pete and Bill mainly. And then it's like, okay, then Nardole will come in for episode 5. And he kind of, from then on, becomes a bit more of a companion, more of a presence in every episode.
No, that's a good point, yeah. And I think it's cute when the Doctor, like, materializes around Bill's, like, boxes and stuff. Like, that stuff's fun. And she's, like, kind of embarrassed by him, which I thought was a good little nod. It's kind of like when you hit that age and you get embarrassed by your parents. You're like, oh, Mum, I'll knock on the door. Like, you don't have to, like, I'll just wait in the car and make sure you get in safely.
That's a weird age, isn't it?
It's like, oh, no, I don't want you to go. What they see you get embarrassed by your parents. It kind of felt like that. It's like, I love how, dude, Pete's so good. It's like, she's like, this is my granddad. He's like, I'm not old enough to be your granddad. Yeah. Come on.
Yeah.
It sucks as his last season. I kind of get why Pete was a bit mad at the scripts he got when you kind of look back at it as a whole.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm enjoying this season.
Me
like,
too, strangely. I think it's a really refreshing season.
Every episode, you're like, I hate it, but then
but I do kind of like it. That's the weird thing about it. But I just think it's kind of mid, but it's like mid enjoyable.
Yeah.
In a weird way. You know, I'm a strange guy. I don't know.
We're both strange. Doctor Who fans, we've got to be strange. It's in the book.
There is. Every Doctor Who fan's got a bit of a screw loose, I reckon.
We do.
Yeah.
We do. You know what? I was today, for the very first time, I lost a certain Doctor Who virginity today, right? Which is, so, you know, we all know missing episodes of Doctor Who, that's a thing, right?
Yeah.
And a handful of them have been animated, and I've seen a few of those.
Yeah.
What I've never watched before is like a telesnap reconstruction, or like when they only have photos from the episode and there's no footage and it's not been animated yet, and it's just like the audio with like a few photos stitched in. Never watched one of those before. Season 2, the collection box set that came out last, that has only one story that has 2 missing episodes. The rest of the season's all there. The Crusade, episodes 2 and 4 are missing. And I watched episode 2 this morning, and it was a telesnap reconstruction. And I was watching it, and I was like, how the fuck do people do this? I cannot, like... I was bored out of my friggin' heckin' mind, and it ended, and I was like, I couldn't tell you what happened. Like, I paid zero attention to that. There was like one point where I heard one line of dialogue, and I was like, okay, so Barbara's doing this now. And then nothing else.
Enjoying that season 2 box set then?
The thing is, I am. And episode 1 of The Crusade was great. I was like, I'm on board with this. I like this. And then episode 2 was like reconstruction, and I was like, oh no. And episode 3, the next one I'll have to watch, is there. It's all there. But then the finale, episode 4, is going to be a reconstruction. So I'll never know how it ends.
So that's why they did the animations. They would take the audio and then add animation over it.
But they've only done that for a few of them. That's why it's always a big deal whenever they announce an animation, because it's like, oh, a story is finally there in a much more accessible format. Yeah,
well, that's the interesting story about Sharda with the strike that happened, and then they didn't film the whole thing.
Yeah, I remember. And this isn't a dig, because I know you guys didn't know a lot about it when you were reviewing it and stuff.
No,
but I remember there was a couple of things you guys were saying about it that I think you weren't necessarily wrong about.
Right, what?
I can't remember. I hate saying that, and then
now I'm gonna really analyze.
There was something about like, I think early on Dan kept saying it was like an episode. I can't remember.
Right,
I can't remember. But no, it doesn't. Anyways, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
It's an interesting one that Sharda was animated before all these other actual stories were animated.
Right.
But also, I'm so glad it was, because I think that's a great story.
No, it is, yeah. And it's really unique, I think. Mm-hmm. And I guess I wouldn't be against, like, watching more animations.
We'll have to do one eventually, mate.
I know I got you Fury of the Deep. That looked kind of cool.
No, you got me The Abominable Snowman.
Oh, nuts.
You
know what I got stuck in my head? Bill's theme.
That's a good theme. Sing it for me.
Dun, 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 dun. Do you reckon we'll ever get the season 10 soundtrack?
I'll surely this year. It's the 60th year. Surely.
It just feels weird they didn't do it. Like,
there's that, and I'm also like, why have they not started releasing like the OSTs on vinyl? Like, I know obviously there's a few limited ones, like 1 and 2. But it's like they would earn so much money if they put 3 on vinyl and then 4.
Yeah, no, I couldn't agree more. I would I'd buy it like hotcakes.
They do it for Classic Who. Classic Who literally just goes.
You probably buy that.
No, I've never bought any of them. They do heaps of them.
Bullshit.
Like, they do like 2 or 3 a year, dude. I'm not even kidding.
Really?
Yes.
2 or 3?
Yeah.
Wait, really?
100%, bro.
Do people actually like...
People like them, and that's fine. But it's
it's not.
No, it's not. How dare they like them?
How dare they like something I hate?
But like, why do they do those and not the new Who? There must be some licensing thing that's stopping them. There's got to be something.
Well, then just give us a damn answer.
Where is the Series 10 soundtrack?
It's starting to sound like a bit of a fucking broken record, no pun intended. I'm sick of talking about it and just going in circles, okay?
Well, I saw Ben Foster, who we know was the orchestra the conductor for like the Doctor Who soundtracks. Yeah, and he was there. He was doing this. He was doing this with his fingers in Cardiff.
He has a stick.
With his stick, yeah, with his stick in Cardiff.
Or was he off his chops or something? Just going.
Yeah, he was just in the crowd, just going like this. No, he was in that, in like the main thing in Cardiff, that gold thing like next to the Torchwood hub.
It kind of looks like it's always reminded me of Cardiff's Sydney Harbour Bridge for some reason.
Okay, I don't. Okay,
you don't get that at all.
I don't get that vibe. If anything, I thought you'd say Cardiff's Opera House, considering it's performance space.
Well, they do that in Sydney Opera House.
Yeah, but the Opera House is not the Harbour Bridge, Connor. They are different things. Have you been to Sydney?
Yeah, when I was younger, I touched
lovely.
the Sydney Harbour Bridge.
I touched Sydney.
Sydney Harbour House. I was grabbing sand. I was like,
Sydney's
in my fucking hands. Yeah, when I was a kid, I went there. Yeah.
I went. The first holiday me and Nicole ever did was to Sydney.
Yeah, I remember that.
Very, very nice. I enjoyed that time a lot. So. What were we talking about? Yeah, Ben Foster was in this concert hall and was like recording some cool stuff here over the next 2 days. And then, of course, we were all like, the Series 10 soundtrack. And he didn't deny it, and he denied other stuff.
Wait, they'd re-record the season 10 soundtrack?
Yeah, they have to. They probably don't do this for all shows.
Rip it.
They don't do this for all shows, but a lot of the time they'll re-record things for a soundtrack because. Like in shows, sometimes they'll do like a quick 30-second bit and then they'll just like fade it out and stuff. They need to do the full piece of music.
Right, that could be season 10.
It could be, but also I'm like, probably not. Like, this conductor works all the time, and just the fact that he tweeted it this time does not at all mean that they're doing.
People are nuts, man. I recall seeing like a composer post on Instagram that he's got like a big announcement tomorrow, and Russell liked it. Yeah. He's just liking one of his mates' tweets, and people went nuts, and he had to
New composer confirmed.
Literally, he had to put on his story like, "Hey guys, I'm honoured that you thought that I would be doing this, but it's not Doctor Who related." And lo and behold, it went to the next day, and it was not Doctor Who related at all. So, yeah. I'll tell you what, Aiden.
Tell me what.
All right, so you know how you shit on Perth all the time?
I don't. No, I love Perth, but in various...
Loser, Aiden, L...
I shit on it in places, yeah. What? Is this about Logan Paul coming?
Well, no. Well, that's one of the things.
Does anyone still care about him?
For the record, I fucking hate Logan Paul, okay?
Good.
I can't stand him.
Yes.
I hate him.
Good.
All right? But my boy KSI...
Yeah, I thought that would be the case.
I love KSI. Okay?
He's cool.
This weekend in Perth is the biggest weekend that's ever happened.
Perth's getting crazy.
In the history of Perth ever, all right? People say nothing comes here.
No.
All right? They're lying. We have, on one weekend, all right? This is Saturday and this is Sunday, okay? We have, in Perth, amazing people. We have the fucking UFC, which is like a Las Vegas event.
It's a huge event. My friends are going.
Massive.
And I was like, I'm not spending $600 on a ticket, boys.
Yeah, I know. My mate spent $750.
It's ridiculous.
It is insane.
And I hate UFC as well.
Event. Yeah, same.
They do like UFC nights, and I went along. No, I've never gone to one, but one night I think we had a footy night and we watched the footy, and then the footy ended and the boys were like, put on some UFC highlights, and I was like, fucking here we go.
It's big though.
And it was on, and I was like, this sucks. Like, we're just watching people like beat the shit out of each other with no there's no aim other than just like bash this guy.
I'm not trying
and they start bleeding.
Yeah.
It's like, why are you doing this?
I'm not saying this to be controversial at all, but I think we aren't very we're not ashamed of not being very masculine, I think. And I think a lot of people who are quite masculine like the idea of two sweaty men
fight, yes,
punching each other. And I think we've always been comfortable in our own skin and not really care about that shit. But still, it's a big deal that's coming to Perth. And yes, I know Logan Paul, he's a dog C word, but he is coming to Perth with KSI. And then we got a massive Laneway festival. Joji's coming, Phoebe Bridges is coming, and also on Sunday, Posty Maloney. And the Chili's, Red Hot Chili Peppers. I'm going to that. So, you know,
right.
Surely KSI comes out on stage and goes, "Hello, Perth. I sing as well." Let me do a song with the Chili's. But this is such a huge, like, we spoke before about how Perth is like quite small. This is like a worldwide event, the UFC for one, and it's all that shit's happening on the same day as the Chili's and Posty and Joji and Phoebe Bridges, all different areas in Perth. I actually think like it's the biggest day entertainment wise in history.
Well, to bring back to Doctor Who,
yep.
In April we have Oz Comic Con Perth for the first time in a few years.
Any good news, Owen?
No, they haven't announced their guest lineup yet. All I do know is that the lovely Sophie Aldred is doing a supernova, like, one weekend in like Brizzy or somewhere over east.
I saw Chrissy post about it. Yeah,
and then there's a week after. There's nothing that weekend after. And then the weekend after that, she's doing another con over east. There's a weekend gap in the middle, which is the weekend of Oz Comic Con Perth. And at the same time in April, Janet Fielding, Australia's own Tegan...
G'day, I'm a flight attendant.
That's me.
Her famous line.
Her favourite,
from the show.
From the episodes.
Yeah.
She's in Australia.
Yeah.
So I'm like, sure, they both come. I think I saw that one of her panels over east is on the same day as Oz Comic Con. So I was like, right, she's probably not going to be coming. But
Sophie's
fingers crossed for Sophie. Well, maybe. They haven't announced their guest.
I'd get a photo with Sophie.
100%. I'd get a photo. I'd get my collection set signed, and I'd do my darnest to try and like be like, hey, can we like chat to you for 5 minutes? We have a podcast with like 9 listeners.
All right. I simp Ace. Well, you know this.
We do.
I have to go and get a photo with my favorite classic companion.
She's
I'd love
fantastic.
that. Do you know what? You might have seen this on the watch history on our YouTube channel.
I've never checked that.
Account. Well, it pops up when you go on like the panel. Like I don't check.
Yeah, I'm never on.
I don't check. You're not on your phone, are you?
On my phone, I'm on my own personal account on YouTube. I only use it on the desktop.
Okay, so this sounds a bit weird. No, when you're on your phone, it comes up with a thing. Alright, you wouldn't have seen it then. But yeah, I rewatched I watched the Ace and Tegan Doctor scenes again from Power of the Doctor.
They're very cool.
And it fucking slaps. I still stand by those scenes being amazing.
The whole episode's just fun, right?
I loved it. I really do. So yeah, it'd be great to see Sophie. I'd cop a photo. I'd do the old. No, I wouldn't do that.
Hello.
Nah, yeah. I'd do something dumb like that and regret it forever.
Yeah. Because I was thinking that. I was like, do you go for like a photo? But then I also think that's kind of, for me, lame. I get people do it because it's the Doctor Who pose, but I'm like, probably not going to do that myself. I feel like what I do when I'm like, I need to do something with my hands, but I feel lame, is I just go, peace.
I peace, yeah.
I peace. But I'm also like, am I really going to have a picture of Sophie Aldred where I'm just going, peace? But also, Sophie Aldred, 90% chance she's probably not coming to Perth. So don't get too excited. But she is in Australia, and I like how I'm like, and she is free that weekend. Right. So she has to be in Perth. She doesn't need rest at all. No, she might not have plans that aren't publicised.
Do you do the point?
Would I do the point? Oh, that's a good one, I think. Like,
yeah, they are.
Arm around point. But you got to do the Keanu Reeves and, like, don't actually touch. Have the gap behind. The respect. The respect woman.
We got
3 centimeters gap between hand and body.
Yeah. Well, look, we're probably much more respectful than other fucking sweaty ass nerds. So yeah, I respect that, Aiden. Yeah. No, it'd be great to. We saw Arthur. I think was so funny.
It's like how you're like, yeah, these sweaty ass nerds.
I'm sweaty.
Meanwhile, we're sweaty as fucking
I'm a sweaty ass nerd. At least I think I got a pinch of decency. Mm-hmm. We'll know when we do the 50% free meetup.
The 50% meetup? Oh, we're doing a meetup. Whoa.
Blah. Blah. Can you say blah on my voicemail? Sure.
Blah. Blah. Can you... Hey, say the line, Connor. Say the line. They kept the TARDIS set up for a reason.
Hey, you did a Simpsons meme. I'm very proud of you.
Oh, I was just praising... Anyways,
that's a Simpsons meme.
Anything else to say on Knock Knock?
Who's there? Yes, there is, Aiden.
A Doctor Who podcast.
You're missing out on a big point of this episode. I need to know what you think about the CGI little critters.
They were totally just fine. They were fine. They weren't terrible, but they were not good. They were fine.
Do you ever think we're bad at reviewing shit? I feel like whenever we do it, we're like, it's fine.
I think
it's ep good, ep bad is our review.
I struggle. I was editing last week's show, right, and I was like, I actually talk about movies quite good.
Did you fall asleep?
But
you woke up like for 3 hours later.
Fuck. But I was like, I talk about movies like relatively. I hate this word, but like relatively like intellectually, and I feel like I talk about Doctor Who, and I'm like,
bleh.
Bleh.
I think it's because it's been out for so long,
and we know it off by heart.
Yeah,
and Doctor Who. It's so rare is there an episode where we're like, this was insane. Think about this deep thematic meaning and things like that. So it is like, I think fine for us to just be like, Doctor Who, shitty CGI monsters. Yeah. That's our review.
I'm honestly interested, like the demographic of like people who tune in. Like, you know, what's the reason why? Like,
why do you listen to us?
Is it the ramble or is it the actual episode review? Yeah. I think it's a bit of both, to be honest. But
I hope so.
No, I think when new episodes come out, we actually do really good reviews, considering we just watched them. But I think, again, because it's been out for so said many years, I think, you know, it's like kind of when you see a movie, you're excited about it, like you know, you're gassed to talk about it almost because it's just come out. Like you were blue pilled last week when you watched Avatar.
Talking about Avatar, God forbid,
you were blue pilled.
Outrageous film of.
Did you watch anything this week or not?
Are we doing that now? Yeah, let's do that now.
Yeah, go on. Why
Shall we?
It's our new favourite segment.
The world's favourite segment. What did we watch this week?
Oh, nice point. It's kind of like...
I was practicing my point for when I get a photo of Sophie Aldred.
Yeah.
So, this is the segment where we talk about what we watched this week as two very big... I hate this word, cinephiles, because it sounds like another word that I... Yep. So, movies and TV shows that we watched this week. Other than Doctor Who, Connor, I finished The Boys Season 3. Praise the Lord. Herogasm is one of the most bizarre episodes of any show that I've ever seen, but I loved it.
I had a bone to pick with that episode. I feel like they hyped it up to be this massive thing, and it was like... I wasn't that, like, grossed out.
Right.
Maybe that just says something about me, but, like, you know, I'm just saying, like, I wasn't that grossed out. But, yeah, great show.
See, I didn't know about that going into it, so
That's
I just
great.
watched it.
That's
I was like,
fantastic.
I didn't even take note of the episode. I just, like, read it and was like, oh,
cool.
Didn't even question
so
that.
Did you like Season 3?
Yeah, I think Season 2 is the best.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, which I don't know if that's a hot take. I just think I watched it in the right mood. I was on holiday and stuff. And then Season 3 I watched quite spaced out. Yeah, so, but I definitely rated it, and come the finale, I was really on board.
Too many bongs, right?
Too many bongs in the camper van.
Yeah.
Breaking Bad.
Yeah, that fucking New Zealand kush.
That's it, mate. That was good.
Hard.
Yeah.
That Kiwi kush. Yeah, I'm glad.
It's different, man.
It just hits different, bro.
Yeah. And Season 3, I think it was good. I think there's certain bits that they're kind of treading familiar ground. I think the Homelander plot has probably ran its course. And I think, like, some characters, like Maeve, they didn't really know what to do with.
She is... do you think she's really undeveloped?
Yeah, there's bits I like. Like, every now and then she'll have, like, an episode and it's like, oh, Maeve's doing really cool.
She just was really... For 3 seasons, she seems very undeveloped. And when the show wants to use her, they act like she's this huge character.
Yeah.
And I feel like I don't even know her well as a character.
I don't think they've ever really known what to do with her.
Yeah, I agree.
What have you watched? I've got some movies, but I'll let you talk.
So I finished Happy Valley because Season 3 finally came out. Final episode ever.
I saw a scene.
Oh, really? What did you see?
There was 10 minutes left, so I'm not going to say what I saw for our listeners.
We're a spoiler-free review channel here, baby.
That's right.
I think it's great, honestly. I really do. Definitely go watch it. Like, it's the first time I've said there's some great British TV. And I finally started Arrested Development, which I've been...
Sorry.
What is that? Was that the was that the Purple Cap song?
No, I accidentally opened an app, but that's fine.
Blah.
Blah.
Aiden's getting off his letterbox. So
I've forgotten.
To fall asleep.
No, I just forgotten what I've watched this week. So.
Nah, that's all right. Yeah, I started Arrested Development, which is like a comedy show I've been wanting to watch for ages. Like Will Arnett and Jason Bateman.
I love Will Arnett.
It's like his first big role. He is so great. I know he's like fantastic in BoJack, but like his live action timing and comedy is like perfection. It's goated. It's a really funny show. Been wanting to watch it for years, so finally did. Anyway, read your letterbox, baby.
Letterbox. So I have watched 4 movies in the last week.
Wow.
One of them was Scooby-Doo on Zombie Island. Don't have a lot to say about that, but it's a fucking fun movie. I loved it as a kid.
I think, Josh will know what you're talking about.
Revisiting it felt fantastic. Yeah, I loved it so much.
Sorry, was that the live action or was that the cartoon?
No, it's a cartoon, mate.
Okay.
It's from '98.
I was going to say, because James Gunn writes the 2 movies.
Yeah, he does.
The
Yeah.
live action ones.
But yeah, no, I rewatched it because I loved it as a kid.
Facts.
And yeah, but in terms of like proper big boy features, went to the cinema and I saw The Whale, which is Darren Aronofsky's new film.
I was going to see it on Saturday night, and then I watched the cricket. So what did you think?
Yeah, well, bit of context, anyone that somehow doesn't know, it's been a pretty talked about movie this year. It's got Brendan Fraser in it, who plays a very overweight man who's struggling with his health as a result from it. And, he's not got much time left in his life. And it's based off a stage play. It's had I think a classic 15-minute standing ovation at Cannes, and then
That shit is so dumb, by the way.
at TIFF it also went off. Yeah.
15. Fucking sit down.
I know.
Clap. Sit.
A minute is long.
Yeah, stand up for 15 fucking minutes.
Crazy.
That's so dumb.
Anyways, yeah, so it's got a lot of praise before it came out. That's mainly for Brendan Fraser's performance, which he has got an Oscar nomination for. But outside of that, once it actually has been released, I feel like it's become relatively trendy to kind of not like it as much, which is fine. But I just think I'm seeing a lot of people being like, oh, it's nowhere near as good as they made it out to be.
The RT score it shocked me, man.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I kind of hate that shit, but it's kind of what people go off.
Well, I went in thinking, really in the middle, where I was like, I don't know if I'm going to love this. I don't know if I'm going to hate this.
Malcolm.
Let me tell you, I loved it. I really was like, this is working for me. I'm really moved. I think after watching In Your Face Babylon and stupid CGI Avatar, going to the movies and watching a man in a room with visitors coming to see him for just under 2 hours, which, yeah, much shorter than those 2 movies as well, was just so refreshing and just so nice to see proper character work. But the last minute, I hated. I hated the ending. Okay. It was stupid. But yeah, before that, I thought it was really good. And then 2 quick ones that I have a lot to say on. All Quiet on the Western Front, the new German take on All Quiet on the Western Front.
Is that on Netflix?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, German language film, and it's very good. It's amazingly scored, and it looks visually great. Fantastic practical effects, and very moving. I was very moved by it.
Yeah, cool.
And then I also watched Fire of Love, which is a documentary. It's now on Disney Plus, which is about 2 volcanologists that were in love, and they went and looked at volcanoes and got right up to the edge of volcanoes. It was great. It's great. The narration is it makes you go to sleep, but beyond that, it's great, and it's an interesting story. It's bizarre, and the footage, they were also half filmmakers. They'd never admit it, but the shots they got, these guys cared about film and footage and stuff.
Yeah, cool.
It's all their actual film footage, and it's the footage they got is unreal. They're walking on the cliff edge whilst there's a lava fountain next to them. It's like watching Revenge of the Sith.
Yeah, right.
And there's people just walking through.
Mustafa.
Yeah, Mustafa.
Yeah.
Mustafa. Yeah, that's a Queen song. Never mind. Yeah, but so Fire of Love, I'd recommend. It's on Disney Plus.
Yeah, I was going to go see Whale, and I think I will, actually. Did you like the 4x3?
Yeah, I liked it. I thought it looked good. I saw a few critics have said it's quite... visually, they don't do a lot. And Darren Aronofsky's said we wanted to make the camera look dynamic, and critics have been like, well, you didn't. And I watched it and I was like, I think he did the right thing. I think sometimes it's dynamic, sometimes he moves through the room nicely, sometimes it's still. I thought it was nice. I did think, though, I really love, theatre, and I also love watching kind of theatre like movies like The Father, which was based off a stage play, and it's all mainly in one room, and it kind of feels...
The episode Midnight from Doctor Who.
Midnight, I like these small scale things that really could have been just in a theatre with a small cast and stuff like that. So I think it worked for me in that different way where I think that all that stuff worked for me. 4x3, it looked nice. I thought it was good.
Okay, cool.
Did you watch anything else?
No, I don't believe so. Yeah, I think that's it.
That's it.
Yeah.
I feel like I go on and on and on in this.
No, don't be sad, and that's why we're here.
Woo!
150. Yeah, thank you, everyone. That's amazing. That's a great achievement. I feel like it's not 200. When we get 200, we'll do a big celebratory shit.
We've got to do something huge for 200, mate.
Oh yeah, you're gonna do the top 5 things?
Top 5 things.
Didn't you post on Twitter today about it.
Oh, sorry, I thought we were talking about episode 150. Sorry, 200. God. Yeah, so that sentence made literally no sense. Yeah, so what we're going to do now is we posted on Twitter, ask for our top 5 in any subject, and we'll give our best answer.
Okay, I'll do my best. 5's a lot. I feel like I won't be able to think of 2.
Yeah, probably don't stick to 5. We'll just like list
I don't know if I could list 5, but okay.
So here is a few little fun comments from listener questions of what are our top 5 favorite things of things, right?
All right.
Long time listener and good friend, the Now That's What I Call Comedy podcast, Jacob says, top 5 soundtracks and themes in Doctor Who.
Crikey. Soundtracks, The Lone Daleks, amazing. I recently realized that. Man in the Pompadour. Doctor's theme, Doctor Forever, Bill's theme, Clara's theme. God, you can name some.
I think for me, the Doctor Forever, of course. I think there is a fantastic piece of score on the Series 12 soundtrack. We don't have Series 10. The Series 12 soundtrack called Time Lords. And it's like when all the Timeless Child twist is coming out. And it's got the moment where the Citadel gets built. And it's like, dun, 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 dun. It's great.
What was that piece of score that from Sagan that I love? That I forgot about.
The one I got you into is called It's Not Just You, which is beautiful as well.
That is a fantastic piece.
Sagan has some slaps when he wants to.
Definitely, yeah.
I also think that Song for 10 Reprise is probably my all-time favourite. The Specials is my best scored episode, I think.
Majestic Tale of a Madman in a Box.
And The Snowman, I think, is also a really magically scored episode.
They're all fucking amazing, let's be real. Yeah, I'm sure I'm missing some, but there you
go. Okay, so Adam says, top 5 villains created since the 2005 revival. That is tough.
The Flood, Weeping Angels.
Yeah. Ood, if they count.
The Ood, yeah, definitely. The Ood.
God, that's tough, isn't it?
Basha Narada, even though I don't like... the Larry Two I think they're an amazing villain.
They are a very good idea for a villain.
Savine, I love.
Yeah. Silly, but
I went to say Daleks so many times.
the Daleks.
Daleks.
Yeah, the Daleks. Yeah, I think... What else is like a...
Cigarax, Claritane.
Silence.
The Silence, fantastic.
Silence, very good.
Yeah, definitely.
We're just like listing off all of them now.
I'm just going to name every single villain.
Every single one.
Yeah, there's so many. There's some really... The Flood probably is my favourite, I'd say. Yeah, definitely.
I'd say, I don't know.
Spooky boys.
I've always really rated the Silence. So
the Silence
maybe the
as well.
Silence
I just feel like I personally didn't really like where that art went, but yeah.
Oh, definitely. Slap, I just think as a villain, as a
villain,
concept,
they're fantastic. Yeah, totally.
Dylan, good friend, says top 5 one-off Doctor Who villains, which I think kind of ties into a lot of these new villains because you can say things like Vash Narada,
the Flood,
and the Flood.
Yeah.
I've always
Midnight is fantastic. Yeah, we don't even know what it is, which is the best part.
I've always thought the Sycorax were cool, even though we know nothing about them. I think nostalgia and the costume designs were amazing.
The Slickane.
Oh, before I forget, one very quick note on Knock Knock. Who's there?
Who's there?
I thought the production design and the costume design was really good. Like, they had a really set color palette. They knew what they were doing.
Definitely.
Down to, like, the landlord's costume, like... so beautifully complemented the wood that was behind him.
Yeah,
every time I saw it, I was like, "Damn, it looks good."
Very nice hair as well. That man, he's got a good head of hair.
Well groomed.
Also, Harriet Jones gets mentioned, which was a good throwback.
That was a good little.
That was a good throwback. Yeah.
Back to the questions. Blah. And of course, the main villain, the main one-off villain, Tim Shaw.
Of course, Toothy Boy.
Who I think was good in the first part, but in the finale, not so great.
I think you're fucking wrong, but that's okay.
Oz Chris says...
Hey, my boy. What's good?
Boy.
I've been winding them up on their live stream all day today.
You're a menace.
I literally do. I wind them up so much. I keep going, Orphan 55. It's so funny.
Chris says, top 5 good or bad Doctor Who moments. So there's like 10 answers there. 5 good and bad.
Runaway Bride ending with the Doctor when Donna stops him. Doomsday moment, End of Waters of Mars. 11th hour, Matt Smith's Doctor reveal. David's regeneration, last 15 minutes. You want to take some?
Yeah, I'll leave some for me. That's all the best ones.
Sorry, gone.
Good question, because I
don't have any
to think of any answers that aren't
The ones I just said.
Yeah. You know a moment, and this is a stupid moment, and it's silly, but it sums up my love for the Bells of St. John so well, is that scene when the Doctor's in a monk suit, and he just gets to the door, and they're just like, and they have that first like meet cute at the door, right? And it's all cute and fun, and then the Doctor goes, and he gets changed, and he comes back out. I've always thought that's just a fun, lovely scene.
Name the Doctor, Matt crying scene.
Oh, yes.
Wilfred,
we can't forget that.
Doctor crying.
Okay, that's my top two.
Yeah,
that's my top two.
That's
Wilf
like
and the
your
Doctor
fave,
is number one. And then Matt crying in Name of the Doctor. Exceptional.
One of my favourite scenes Doctor Who ever is the Dalek and Eccleston exchange.
Very good.
Yeah, I could go on, but this is a really good idea, actually.
Yeah, there's so many.
It was me saying about a think of anything. I'm like,
look at all these. Look at all these ideas. Ting tang, walla walla ping bang. Ting tang, walla walla ping bang.
What of 150 ep?
Yeah, so wild, bro. So wild. Okay. Do you want to list off any bad ones?
Oh, bad?
Yeah.
I don't want to be negative, but yeah.
I'm going to do one. I'm just going to do one bad one.
Okay.
Which I just think, and I know that like Chibbers and stuff put out a statement about it afterwards, but I just cannot believe the cancer scene at the end of is it
that would be
Can You Hear Me?
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
It's just, I just think it's not a good scene at all.
Yeah.
But yeah, enough said.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. We'll get there one day. Yeah, I'd say probably for me, I'm going to go for a funny one today we saw on Twitter. A thing that I completely forgot about, where Osgood's, either Osgood or the Zygon double.
One of them.
Is like dies, and the gravestone literally just says, "My sister," and there's a shot of the Zygon or Osgood crying at the grave.
And we'll never know.
I think my sister on a gravestone.
It's a communal,
fucking hilarious.
It's a communal gravestone for anyone that's lost a sister.
Everyone can gather around this grave.
What was like? Because I think it was like VFX on the grave.
It was.
What was the VFX artist thinking when they were just like, my sister? And then when like their boss was there, we're like, yep, looks good, nice one, Jeff.
My sister. They couldn't have put Osgood, Oswald, or
Osgood 2,
Osgood, or Osgood 1. Like it just
Zygood. Docky Who on a Tuesday says, top 5 alcoholic beverages. This is a question for us. This is what I'm talking about.
Thank you, Docky Who on a Tuesday. You are asking the real banging questions here. Alright, my favourite drink of all time is Guinness. It is,
you loser.
Amazing, but it's terribly poured in
your local pub.
75. Oh, you know what I sent the other day? It literally was like this on top. It's supposed to have a lovely frothy, foamy head. You know what? I've actually kind of come to like the cans. I was kind of against them for a while. But once you try some terrible Guinnesses down the pub, the cans can be a lot better than, one of my dreams one day is to get an actual proper Guinness in like Ireland or the UK where it's meant to be so much better.
The Banshees of Inisherin.
The Banshees of Inisherin. I know they were drinking some dark stout, weren't they? I don't think they could say Guinness. But I think it was around back then. It was made in the 1800s.
Okay, just quick ones from me. Vickers Gin is like my go-to gin at the moment because it's like $35 for a bottle that'll last me a couple of sessions. And it's just really nice, especially with a bit of lemon in there. Very good. Go-to beer, which I also love, but I can only have like 2 or 3 beers now, and then I have to move on to gin because it's just like too bloaty, I don't know. Ever since I like cut back, I can't go back without feeling sick.
I remember my first beer.
Go-to beer.
Sorry, you didn't say it. Go on.
Either James Squire 150 Lashes, which is an Australian beer, or WA Ale, also known as Elsie, which is quite nice.
You like your craft beers, don't you?
I do.
Because I'm not really a crafty beer kind of guy.
And West Wind's gin is a WA gin that I really like as well. Just want to shout that out.
From Margaret River. Down my local, when we were either drinking Guinness or Swan Draft, which is now being brewed back in Perth, which is great. It's a good beer.
Hell yeah.
Colton Dry, Pure Blonde, Somersby. I enjoy some whiskies, Canadian Club, Kraken and Coke. I can do a few shots here and there, some Fireball shots.
Oh, Fireball goes down so well,
some Jaeger. I like Jaeger. I can do Jaeger. Vodka and Red Bull goes hard when you're at like a club and you're
they're
a bit
a bit sweet, but yeah, one's good.
I think that's the point. They set you back, bro. I got like a vodka and I got like a small vodka and Red Bull at a club, and it cost me like $18. Fuck. And I was like, that. I remember like I couldn't stop talking about it. I went to the toilet and it was a line. I was like, and I just can't believe it. $18 for all these people are just like, shut up. Like, I was like, but it's just ridiculous. We work hard all week.
And we have $18.
$18 for a bit of vodka and a Red Bull.
And
it's
one shot of
robbery.
Vodka? Yeah. Have I said on here before the game that me and my mates play, Mystery Drinks?
No.
Have I told you it?
No.
So what we do...
I don't think so.
And pretty much every time we go to a pub, we go...
Oh, yeah, okay.
Mystery Drinks, and we take it in turns. Usually only like 3 or 4 of us will play because everyone else is a pussy. Kidding. Everyone can make their own decisions. But only 3 or 4 of us will play.
I think you're kidding.
And...
I'm just going to be real.
3 or 4 of us will do it, and we take turns buying a round. And we'll... buy a round of like just a random drink, or alternatively what I like to do, and usually I'll do this when I'm pissed, is I'll go up to the bar staff and I'll go, hey, can you give us like 4 mystery drinks? Like, we don't tell us what they are, we'll guess and we'll come back.
Is that what they hear behind the bar?
They say, you need to leave.
Yeah, no mystery drinks for you, Aiden.
But the great thing is that the last 2 times I've done that, one time the guy at the bar like made his own thing, and a lot of the time they get really excited because like, oh, I can just try something out, you know. And like, so second last time I went, they gave me 4 drinks for $9 each, which would usually be like close to like 20 each or something, or like maybe 15 each because they're like cocktail vibe. And I was like, fuck, that's a steal. Last time I went, there was different guys on the bar, and they did 4 drinks for $9.
Wow.
For $9 freaking, mate.
Wow.
That's cheap as chips.
I thought you were going to say one guy fucking passed out, the other vomited. We lost one other guy. Like,
we don't know what happened to one guy.
I got home safe, but I don't know what happened to the other people.
But Mystery Drinks is a good game.
That's pretty fun, actually. I'd be annoyed, though, if I liked it and I wouldn't know what it was.
Oh, you go back and ask later. That's what we've done with it.
But they'd be like, listen, 4 drinks. Surely.
No, usually there's like a bit of a thing to it.
Okay.
They're done.
I think it's a bit more difficult, though, surely.
What do you mean?
We don't know who got what.
No, so you do like, 4 of the same. 4 of the same.
Oh, shit.
Because you like talk about it with each other and you're like, oh, it's got a bit of this, bit of that.
I thought you meant like every different person gets a different drink. Okay. All right.
I'm actually going to a place tomorrow night where they literally have like mystery drinks, like a mystery drink wheel.
Right.
And it's all gin, and you get like different gins wherever it lands, which is...
Sounds like a fucking nightmare.
Nah, I'm keen. It's like you spend $12 and you get...
That sounds like an absolute nightmare.
Okay, so Jeremy says Sonic screwdrivers. Maybe we'll just go, what's our favourite Sonic?
Favourite? Oh, definitely Eccleston and
really?
David's. Mm-hmm.
Mine's Matt. I like Matt's.
I bet it is.
What does that say about me? What are you trying to say?
You had the little... Didn't you have the Wii game? Was it a Wii game or was it?
I had a Wii controller that had that as their.
So I think that gives it away a little.
I like that. Well, they didn't have a David one for that.
Did you have the TV remote or the?
No, I wanted one though. But also, I want to say, and this isn't even my second favorite or anything like that, but Pete's Sonic in Series 10 is growing on me because I've always hated it, but this run I'm like, I kind of rate it. It's kind of a vibe.
Because he only has it for like what? 14 episodes?
Yeah. Yeah, and it's kind of 15, a vibe. It's 15? Going on me.
Yeah.
Going on me.
I hated Jody's, sorry, for peace and love.
I don't hate Jody's.
It's made out of fucking scrap metal and...
What's wrong with that?
Everything, bro. Remember when I made fun of the darts being made out of scrap and everyone hated me in the comments?
Yeah, well, hopefully everyone should hate on
Time of victorious phase.
For his Sonic screwdriver.
Shame.
Jimmy Quirk.
Oh, I was winding up Jimmy so much today.
He says, top 5 moments in Doctor Who that made you question your love for the show. One thing, we'll just probably do a couple.
Timeless Child for one.
No, for me, the main one that stands out for me is just like being halfway through Journey to the Centre of the TARDIS, being in angsty teen phase, hating Hyde. Like, and I just remember it. I think it ended and I turned to my mum and dad and was like, I don't like Doctor Who anymore. Like, I was like, this sucks. Like, what has it turned into? And now I'm here doing a fucking podcast every week for 150 episodes.
Yeah, I think...
That's the main time I remember that.
Yeah, I think When the River Song, Hellbent, Dr. Mysterio, Timeless Child. I I think that might be it, really. There's not been many times where I've lost faith in the show.
Yeah.
So I question why I watch a child's TV show and why it makes me so happy. If that answers your question, Jimmy, who I've been winding up all day. That's a joke. We're good mates. So whenever they go live, I always comment. Just
the Madman with the box, right?
Yeah, I said surely collab, and they're like, let's do it.
Yeah. I actually I was going to tell you this off air, but I'll.
Do you know what's so funny? Today when I was commenting all this shit, Jimmy was like, it must be Connor, and then everyone else was like, nah, it's Aiden. And I was like, it's Connor. They thought it was you.
It's me.
I could have stitched you up. I could have been like,
yeah, it's Aiden. Fucking hate
cancelled,
you.
like-
Oh.
yeah, from Aiden. That's how you sign off on a live stream chat. We're funny, aren't we?
Oh, hilarious.
We have some goofs and gaffs around here, everyone. But at the end of the day, you need to remember this: we love you very much, and no matter what, the sky's the limit.
And we love you.
You say the sky's the limit. Why are there footprints on the moon? Boom.
Blah.
Blah.
Blah. And
That was a
robots on
dumbass
Mars.
quote I remember seeing at school.
That's
in my English class.
That's a bad quote.
Is it?
There's robots on Mars. You don't know about the Mars rover?
Yeah, of course I do. The one that like.
There's loads of them.
It's really depressing. It was like, my battery is low.
Oh my god, they're so cute when that
It's
happens.
so
right?
sad.
They send like automated
It's like
messages back
gadget,
to NASA.
bro. It's like, my battery is low. I don't think I'll make it.
Yeah, yeah. The sad thing is as well.
It's so sad.
They send messages back and they go like, "This might be my last message.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. I'm running out of power, but I don't know how much I have left."
I'm crying right now, bro. This is so sad.
The sunset has been nice. Thank you for an extraordinary adventure.
Yeah, bro. It's tense.
Like-
Are you crying, bro?
Remember when I cried on the podcast over the Series 9 Steelbook?
Was it the season 9 still?
I wanted the Series 9 Steelbook so bad, and I was having such a sook that I couldn't get it, and I started crying.
Yeah. No, bro. We get emotional on this show.
Emotional roller coaster.
It's a lot of emotions. I think this show is very special, if I may say so myself. I think it means a lot to a lot of people, and it means a lot to us.
If me and you are a lot of people, then yes, a lot of people.
No, I think it actually does. I've been getting some lovely DMs recently. Don't worry, I won't say what you've been sending me, everybody. But, you know, I've been getting some personal DMs, and it really is sweet and it's kind. And just to know the show means that much to people is great. So on that note, I'm going to quit my job tomorrow, and I'm becoming a full-time
podcaster.
He's not unemployed. He's a full-time podcaster.
It's a full-time podcast. Oh yeah, what's your salary? 0.
At the moment, we're not really. I might be losing money, but that's okay.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I think that's sort of it. Dr. Mysterio as well is a big bad moment, I think, for me.
I said Mysterio, yeah.
Yeah. Alrighty.
Sorry,
Are you apologising to Mysterio?
Yeah, I think I gave it a bit of shit. It wasn't as bad as I remember.
Alright, well...
Sorry, Steven, more like...
Sorry, Steve. Connor, what are you going to give Knock Knock? Who's there? Out of 10.
I reckon you can guess. I'm going to give it...
5.
No.
4.
No, higher.
6?
Higher.
Wow, really?
Yeah.
6.5?
No, higher. Wow, you couldn't guess.
7.
I was completely wrong. Yeah, 7. Yeah.
You did not give me 7 vibes for the... Even...
Dude, I'm like... I told you, I had fun with it. I just think it was like kind of poo.
Well,
if you give it lower than me, I think there's definitely something wrong with it. We are bad reviewers, then.
I'm gonna give it a 6.
You're joking. This is an ultimate timeline, bro. This is like something's gone wrong.
Like I'm talking like I enjoy it more than you.
Someone stepped.
But I don't want to give it more than a 6.
And now we're fucked. Like this is a fucked timeline.
Fuck. Hold on.
Yeah, that is weird, isn't it?
That is weird. Let me have a look.
Well, I feel like I actually just enjoyed it. Like I wanted to watch Oxygen afterwards.
Yeah, like I enjoyed it, but I don't know.
It's a good vibe, but you're right. There's nothing really to it, and
Well, no fist bump today.
No, we missed it by that much.
By that much. Very nice. Okay, guys, thank you so much for listening. Next week we are doing Oxygen.
Tell me how I'm gonna breathe with
Is
no
that what we're going to do
air.
next week? Next week, too. Whenever we say Oxygen, we go...
That's gonna get old real quick.
It is.
If you want to,
it hurts to do
because we didn't even do it for the pilot. So now we're like doing a smile.
The pilots.
Nice.
There's such obvious ones as well. Just like a plane sound effect for it flying.
There's a really good one in iMovie for some reason. If you're filming in an airport and you need a movie at an airport and you need to like have the flight going past.
Go on iMovie and do it. Yeah, good fact.
1 minute, just real quick.
Yep.
Don't you hate in movies when they use sound effects that like, and you hear them in so many movies? And like, do you not know how many times you've used this sound in so many movies? It's like it's like they find the first. It's like I love the movie Nope. It's one of my favorite movies of all time. But there's a scene with a monkey and they use a monkey sound effect. There's literally like I literally proved my point after the film when I went on YouTube and Googled like monkey sound effect, and it was like the first. I've heard that sound so many times throughout my life that I was like, it's like the TARDIS door is always one that goes. A lot of BBC shows use the TARDIS creaking sound. Like, you can always. I remember Scream, I guess, is the famous one, but
in Prehistoric Park, for any of you dinosaur lovers, there's a scene where there's a kids show, and there's a scene where like they open a time portal, and that's like the main thing. Every episode, you hear them like opening a time portal, and it goes like. That was a terrible rendition of the sound. It doesn't sound like that at all, but it makes that sound. And I remember. It's very distinct. And I remember I watched... I used to be a big fan of like the 2003 Ninja Turtles when I was a kid. And I was watching one of those at the same time. Well, not right at the same time. I wasn't like simultaneously watching Prehistoric Park and Ninja Turtles. But like around the same time period. And I remember like there was like a sound effect at some point in like Series 3 where it went like...
Right.
I was like... They're opening a time portal. What's this shit?
Dude, you notice this stuff. Like, I don't know, like when you make a movie and it's like polished, like surely you just find like a monkey sound that's like not just the first monkey sound you found on YouTube. And I literally Googled like monkey sound effect.
Monkey sound, royalty free.
It was like 15 minutes. I don't know what the fuck. But the first sound that played in this 15 minutes. Dude, 15. I've got a bit of time on my hands, you know, like. You know, like I was like, okay, this is a solid watch. No, the first sound that played was this fucking monkey noise, and I couldn't stop talking about it. I watched it again on holiday, and I was like, they have to tell me to stop talking about it in the end, because I just kept saying like, I don't understand how you could do this.
It happens with Score as well now, because scores quite often are made for like a movie, and then they license them off afterwards. Like the first time I noticed this was as a kid, because I was a fucking moron. I loved Transformers, like the Michael Bay films, and it's like the main theme is like dun 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 dun. It's been a while since I've sung Score on the show. I used to do it all the time. Yeah, and I remember I was watching like a Top Gear special at one point, and that Score came on, and I was like, that's mad. And then recently, the Last of Us game, the multiplayer is called Factions in the first game, and when you're on the loading screen, it's got a very distinct like score where it's like dum 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 bum 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 ba bum ba bum 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 bum. And in fucking Clarkson's Farm Series 1, they're like, and then COVID hit. Bum ba bum ba bum 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 bum. And I was like, that's the Last of Us music.
Speaking of Last of Us, like I know it's a bit different, but like, do you think they use some of Giancarlo? Is that how you say it? Giancarlo.
No, it's not how you say it. But yeah, the composer.
How do you say it?
I don't know, but it's not Giancarlo.
I think it is Giancarlo.
No, Giancarlo is...
Giancarlo Esposito.
Yeah, that's...
I swear they're spelled the same way though, aren't they?
How different.
Oh, okay, there you go. Shit on my fucking ass.
I think so.
But that... Is that...
so much of the score feels like it's just been ripped straight from the
so is that ripped or is it recomposed?
They've done some new stuff for it.
Because there is a new composer, but sometimes it changes every episode. I know, because we're fucking nerds. We check this shit. In the first episode, it was 2, and then the next one was just Giancarlo.
Well, maybe that's
3
like...
was not him, and then the 4th was not him either.
I think there's times where they have just ripped it straight from the game and put it in, and there's times where they've re-recorded stuff. Because the stuff... And they're using some score from part 2 that I really love, and they've put it in part 1, and I'm like, I'm loving it, but I'm like, that was really good in part 2. You're dogging me.
They can reuse it in part 2.
No, it's not the same. All right, guys.
What a fucking first world problem, you moany twat. Sorry, but let's be real here. Get a fucking life. Sorry.
I'm just saying they used the same sound effect in Ninja Turtles as they did in Prehistoric Park.
I'm talking about a fucking monkey sound.
Yeah.
If my fucking family hears about this, they think I've gone fucking crazy. You know, I need to get alive when I care about a fucking monkey sound effect.
Thank you all.
Yeah, my back's hurt.
So much for listening to episode 150 of the show.
150.
We'll be back next week for another fantastic episode.
I hope so.
Connor, would you like to lead us out in song?
Sure, let's do it.
High five.
That was great.
Chris.
50.
That's not the outro.
It's Aiden's and Connor's podcast. They're doing Doctor Who reviews on 50 episodes today.
Wow.
Like, comment, subscribe, and tell your family about the show.
Yeah, I'm just saying, you can give us a 5-star review on Spotify, and I wouldn't be mad.
Someone gave us lower because we're on like 4.6.
We dropped from 4.9 to 4.6 a few months ago, and I'm like...
So who hates us? That surprised me. Who went out of their way to be... someone was listening like, it's not 5, I'll give them 4.
I reckon it's like a 2.
A 2?
I reckon a 2 because it knocked us quite big, so I'm like, maybe it was like someone was like, fuck these guys. They don't go on topic.
But 2 is
they
like...
swear.
But
they're
like,
the most disingenuine people ever, not courteous.
But it's not a 1. Like, they must have liked something enough to give it a 2.
They might have given it a 1. And that's why it dropped off 0.3,
Yeah, fuck that person.
That's right, guys. We talk about our stats live on air. Bye!